Game number 1 between LaLush and oGsHiro, the Protoss player spawning on Terminus at the 12 o'clock start position. As a blue player, and we have the European, we have LaLush, the player from Sweden, starting to his left. At 9 o'clock, LaLush playing Zerg, obviously, so we have another Zerg versus Protoss matchup, and I really hope that LaLush will be able to win at least one map. Of course, I'm cheering a little bit for the European player. We have the NASL Season 2 qualifier, and NASL was facing oGsHiro earlier on today, and he lost. He lost with 2-0, lost 2 games straight away. And let's hope that LaLush will be able to take at least one map. I would love to see 3 maps between those two guys, to be honest. And a 3-mapper is always what you want as a caster, because it's a lot more exciting. And yeah, let's just have a look at the openings of those 2 players. We have the pylon already in place, so we will see a fast expansion. We will see a forage and a nexus fairly soon. oGsHiro apparently needs to pause the game for some unknown reason. So far, not too much has happened. And what we've seen on the last map is that oGsHiro tried to get the Nexus first, and after that placed his forage. But NASL was able to delay that quite a little bit and yeah, shake the actual build order of his opponent. So thing that we need to focus on right now is what LaLush tries to do. I've seen LaLush try to get a hatch first against a Protoss with a forge first very, very often. And he lost to so many cannon rushes that I can't even count them. I'm not too sure what he's going to do on this map, but right now he's on 14 supply. Is he getting an additional drone? No, he's getting this bonding pool, which is a very, very wise choice in my opinion, because if you go for the hatch first and your opponent decides to play with the forge at this first building, then you are in a lot of trouble if he's able to use those minerals and place the pylons perfectly between them so that you can't reach them with your drone. You can't kill the pylons, you can't kill the cannon. As soon as the cannon is up, your expansion is done for, and that's exactly what we're going to see right now. We have the forge first for oGsHiro. So the expansion will follow fairly soon for the Protoss player as well as for the Zerg player. I expect LaLush trying to get another hatchery at roughly 21 supply. And of course we have the Nexus by now in productions being warped in at the natural of oGsHiro. This should be a pretty intense game between those 2 players. I really hope that LaLush will be able to put some pressure on the Protoss player. And on this version of the map, you can get your 3rd base fairly easy as well. There is no backdoor, there are no rocks that you can destroy and try to get access to your opponent's 3rd and a 2nd base. And LaLush is scouting as well. He's just trying to block that space, off, and the gateway is being placed by the probe, so he needs one additional gateway in order to wall that off completely. The photon cannon is already in place, and with 21 supply, LaLush should try to get his hatch. Yes, here we go. The probe gets chased off by the Zerglings, and the 2nd hatchery is being built by the Swedish player, playing for Team Millennium, a French team, actually. So let's have a look at the numbers. How many workers do we have? 18 for the Protoss player and 17 for the Zerg. And of course, what oGsHiro is trying to do right now, he's waiting for his gateway to finish, but if the Zerglings arrive before that, he will throw down an additional gateway to wall off. If not, he will wait for the cybernetics core, and the Zerglings are just streaming in. Very, very nice. So at least he gets some scouting information. The cybernetics core will be, yep, here we go, cybernetics core on its way, and the Zerglings just trying to kill some mining time, trying to get into the main base of his opponent. So very, very well done by LaLush. He's able to annoy his opponent a little bit, maybe even pick off a probe and get some scouting information. And here is one probe nearly dead already, down of 5 hit points. And what about additional units? NASL doesn't get them. He's spreading his creep already, and in the meantime is adding additional drones to his economy. Very, very well done by the Swedish player. But oGsHiro is already on 2 assimilators, so he is defending very well against those lings. There's only 6 of them, so it shouldn't be a problem for him at all. But look how he really is able to pull away all those drones with 5 HP. That's the 2nd probe just surviving surviving those circling attacks. Very, very well done. But of course, for him, it's annoying as well that the Zerg player is getting that many scout informations. And he knows about the Stargate now. He knows about that Stargate opening. Question is if Hero is actually playing mind games and will cancel it, or if he goes through with the Stargate play. We'll see that in a second. But so far, it looks like he really wants to get that Stargate. We have the third base for LaLush coming up. He's getting his third hatchery. He's already on 2 bases. There's the probe just trying to scout, trying to sneak out to the expansion at the right side of his natural. Yep, here we go. So he knows about that one as well. In the main base, there's the creep spread going on. We have the tech to the lair, and the Stargate has been finished. And immediately that Void Ray is being chrono boosted. One Void Ray being chrono boosted, the Overlord says high as well, just having a poke into the main base. And having a look what's happening over there. And the drone count, we have 41 drones against 34 probes. The second gas is getting, the second gas getting up as well. Robotics facility is joining, so there's only 1 gate so far. That's not a lot. 1 gate is actually not all that much, so that Void Ray, the Void Ray will be able to deal, for example, with roaches that are attacking, but still the defense of oGsHiro isn't all that strong. He's not chrono boosting his cybernetics core at all. He's just chrono boosting that Stargate, getting 2 additional Phoenixes in order to support that Void Ray. How many? Yeah, we have. How many queens do we actually have? Yeah, we have 3 queens already. There's the Hydro Den being built. We have Spore Crawlers, 2 of them, and the 3 queens should be able to deal with that Void Ray fairly easy. There's a 4th one coming up as well. And as you can see, yeah, 1 Phoenix just won't be enough to lift off all those queens and help the Void Ray to kill them. So LaLush is in a good spot. He's able to deal with that threat quite easily. He's on 68 supply against 58. And another look at his drone count reveals that he's ahead with 14 drones so far. The robotic space coming up. So we'll see. We will see once again Colossus by the Protoss play. If he starts with his upgrades, he should start fairly soon with the +1 attack upgrade to yeah, get some damage output, some additional damage output. We have Infestation Pit coming up and Roach Warren, the drop ability for the Overlords. So you might just want to try to drop into his opponent's main base. So far, LaLush is looking pretty good in this game. He lost 1 Overlord, is supply blocked right now, but is rebuilding 5 of them. He comes Groove Spine upgrade, getting the range upgrade for his Hydralisks. And so far, the army of oGsHiro isn't all that impressive, as you can see. He only has a bunch of sentries. He's getting additional warp gates right now, so he will be on 4 warp gates. And what is the Zerg player doing? We still haven't getting those upgrades, +1 attack as well for the ranged units. 8 Hydralisks, 8 additional drones, and we have oh, that man's lagging. Bad admin, bad to run. 30 supply against 16 in regards to the army supply, 50 to 80 workers right now. So let's have a look at Nerchio. Let's have a look at his base. Oops, there's that air army, but immediately being repelled, not dealing any damage at all. There are way too many queens. Way too many queens and Spore Crawlers. There are 4 queens. They have a lot of energy. They can transfuse as well. The Overlords are ready. I'm not sure if Nerchio realized that he didn't get the speed upgrade yet. He's just started to research it, maybe a little bit too late, but he is still producing roaches. He's getting the roach speed, Pathogen glands for those infestors as well. And the big question is, will he really be able to use those Overlords to send over units into the main base of his opponent to drop them into the base? Because there are a lot of Phoenixes. There are 6 Phoenixes on the field. Oh, that was a close one. And additional Phoenixes are being built. There are really a lot of them. LaLush has to be careful when he actually tries to fly towards his opponent, because if those Phoenixes pick off the Overlords, it will be quite annoying for him. So one queen getting lifted off, but the Phoenix dies. And what about the rest of them? There are no Hydralisks so far. He sees the speed upgrade though, knows about that one, and probably is suspecting a drops. Where is that observer. Is he actually... He's trying to get a third base, by the way. Is he actually trying to get an observer in position somewhere over here to be able to spot that drop in time if LaLush decides to do that? We have another Spore Crawler being built, and once again the Phoenix is trying to harass the Zerg player, but LaLush is dealing beautifully with that threat. He's on 88 fighting supply right now against 76 drones, and there are Phoenixes everywhere, just trying to pick off the occasional Hydralisk. And there are all those Overlords. There are the Roaches as well. The Hydralisks on their way. Will he be able to drop on top of that cliff? And he might actually try to do exactly that. There are still some Hydralisks, but their first Colossus are out already. There are 3 of them. That's... This might be a pretty damn close attack. As you can see, all those Colossi are in position, and the Roaches will only be able to kill a pylon or 2. And LaLush is retreating. He's on 177 supply. He can kill at least that cannon, but that's basically about it, because oGsHiro split his army perfectly, is dealing with those units as his third base and still defending the main entrance to his base. And here comes the Zerg player once again, getting off a good fungal against the Phoenixes, killing a lot of them. Now trying to this is getting close. Trying to just drop on top of that cliff, but he needs to retreat because the Stalkers are already in position as well, as you can see. Well, not the ideal position for the Zerg player to be in right now. He's getting another base and he's still on 166 supply. He has 3,000 minerals. It's quite a lot. He needs to get more upgrades. Get that additional evolution chamber, get those upgrades, maybe the Spire as well. Prepare for the late game. That's what he should do right now. He's losing that extractor once again to that Void Ray. One thing that shouldn't happen to him, and additional upgrades for the Protoss player as well. So right now oGsHiro is trying to get more Void Rays into the game and play a combination of Gateway units, Colossus and Void Ray. Is getting the +1 attack upgrade for his ground units too. And here are the Overlords once again. Is there any unit that can spot them? No, there isn't, so that attack might actually be successful. He might be able to take... Oh, there are cannons already in place, and quite a lot of them as well. As you can see, 3 cannons, and the pylons really be able to deal damage with that attack. Not sure about that. And there's another hatchery being built, so that would be the 5th base, and Fester getting picked off, and another drop. 2 drops at the same time with a lot of Overlords, a lot of units. And what is Nacho going to be able to achieve with those drops? Is he able to take out the Nexus? Is he able to take out those pylons? And he's waiting, and I have no idea what he's waiting for. He's getting another base. He's defending at his 4th, trying to deal with those Phoenixes, but he really needs to make some good use of those Overlords. Is he waiting for his opponent to push out of his base? That would be the perfect time to do his drop. And yes, he's actually dropping right now at two places. He's dropping with those Overlords. Losing probably one of them right away. Here is the warp in, and here are the Overlords in the main base. The same thing is happening. He's killing all those cannons and sniping the Nexus. He's sniping the Nexus in the main base. Is he able to pick the Nexus at the 3rd base as well? No, he isn't. He's losing a fair amount of units, losing all those Roaches, using the Infestors as well. Energy drops below 150 supply. So right now, the Protoss player is in a better position regarding the total supply. He has double the army supply of his opponent, and he wants to finish it right now. He's moving out of his base. He has a lot of Colossi, and as well a lot of Void Rays and Stalkers. He's pushing out, and all that Nerchio can throw against him are Roaches and Hydralisks. I don't think that will be enough to deal with the force of the Protoss player. The first expansion is already down, and Nerchio still on 3,000 minerals. Doesn't have enough lava. He still has 300 gas, but he doesn't have enough lava. He's on 172 supply as well now, and his army supply is basically even with the supply of his opponent, but he's losing the Overlords as well, so he's not able to get additional units, and he's on 0-1 upgrades. Will he be able to deal with that force? All those Colossi, there are just too many of them. They are roasting the Zerg as the Zerg's units. They are roasting all those Hydralisks. All of them die immediately. Nerchio not able to deal any damage at all. Just gets annihilated by the Protoss force. And even though he tries to drop into the main base of his opponent once again, That's it. Nice job on Terminus. Oh my god, he doesn't like that version of the map at all. He wants those backdoors, those opportunities to attack the third base. Leaves the game with this comment. Once again, his temper is getting the best of him. LaLush losing the first map against oGsHiro. Here we go, LaLush against oGsHiro. I apologize sincerely for calling LaLush NASL in the last game. We've casted 2 games with European players facing Koreans, with a Zerg player facing a Protoss player, and that's why I got a little bit confused. So obviously in the last game on Terminus, I was referring to LaLush. And in the end, as I already mentioned, yeah, well, his emotions got the better of him once again. He didn't like the version of the map without the backdoor rocks. And right now he is facing oGsHiro on the second map on Crevasse. And we have the Protoss player on the top right and the Swedish Zerg player on the top left. So another Zerg versus Protoss. And as I already mentioned in the game between OGS Wines and NASL, on this map, what you can do as a Zerg player is either expand within your own main base. Let's get that small expansion with the 5 mineral patches and the gas, or go to the slightly bigger base, the normal sized expansion outside your own base. Always depends on what your opponent is doing. If the Protoss player is opening with a Forge first play, then you should be a little bit more careful about potential cannon rush. But oGsHiro is not doing such a thing. No, he's relying on his gateway. So NASL would actually be fine with a hatch first play. LaLush, I did it again. Oh my god. LaLush would be fine with a hatch first play. But the thing is that he lost a lot to cannon rush in the past. He lost quite a lot to it. I remember specifically a game between Naniva and LaLush where he lost both games to cannon rush, even though he scouted, and he was very, very mad about it. And after that he tried to play a little bit more safe, which is in my opinion the right thing to do. He has extractor already up, and the first drones are mining gas to get those 100 gas that are so important to get your speed before he's going to pull the drones off again. Spawning pool is about to finish as well, and you can see that oGsHiro built his cybernetics core as the second building. Nothing special happening over there. He has 1 gas, both players are scouting. He's a little bit unlucky with his scout. LaLush is scouting his opponent at the last possible location, whereas the probe is a little bit doesn't have any luck at all as well. So right now the queen is being created. We have the first Zerglings trying to chase that drone, that probe, and besides that, not too much is happening. LaLush is on at 20 supply right now, and he's trying to get that base. He's trying to get the base outside of his own main base, apparently trying to fake his opponent, thinking that he's walking with his drone somewhere else. I don't actually know what he wants to achieve with that, because it's pretty obvious that that drone is trying to get a hatchery and not scouting, as they're all already Zerglings on the field. So this was kind of a waste. But oGsHiro needs to get an expansion up as well. He starts to gather some minerals, and the one thing that LaLush tried to do is just getting trying to block that space, but the expansion is going to happen nonetheless. 400 minerals are ready, and here comes the Nexus for LaLush, and the Swedish Zerg player now getting more drones, getting an additional queen. Those queens were really useful last game. He had a lot of spore crawlers, and he badly needed them, as there were quite a few of units by the Protoss player. 2 queens will solve that situation just for now. He's going to spread creep once again and just walking with that, with that old lady towards his expansion slot, because as you can tell, queens are really, really slow when they're off creep. Taking it time and just like, I'll be there eventually. The expansion is ready though, and the speed is nearly done as well. Roach Warren in production. The Protoss player is getting a second gateway, and he's getting additional sentries just to fend off any potential attack by the Zerg player or whatever LaLush might try to pull off. The second gas already taken for the Protoss, and right now we are going to see the attack of the Protoss player fairly soon. His expansion is about to be ready. So what is he going to try on this map? Will it be a Stargate once again? We have +8 drones for LaLush. So right now he is not that far ahead actually. 31 drones against 28 so far. The 2 queens, he's getting additional drones, and we have 2 more gateways for the Protoss player. So that would be 4 gates for him right now. And getting additional gas. Is he getting that? Yes, he already has that assimilator at his 3rd base. So what will he use his gas for? We'll probably see that in a few seconds. Hallucination is going to be researched. We have the lair tech already running for LaLush. He's getting additional evolution chambers, trying to get some upgrades. In the last game, he didn't do all too bad. I'm not really too sure if those drops were the right thing to go for, because I'm not a huge fan of Roach Hydra, to be honest, especially not against a Protoss player that is going for a large number of Colossi. Hydras are just so vulnerable. They have a huge DPS, but they need something to protect them, as they only have 80 hit points, and that is not enough. And we have sorry, not the second forge, this is the first forge, my bad. First forge for oGsHiro. He's getting a huge amount of sentries right now. He has 8 sentries already, and is just getting gateway unit after gateway unit, zealots as well, and is probably going to move out of his main base pretty soon. As you can see, we have LaLush ready with another base. He's trying to get that expansion as well. He's getting the road speed with the lair tech done. He's getting the Zerg missile attacks as well. And this could be, here comes the units of oGsHiro. They're immediately scouted by the Zerg player. That's 24 army supply against 8 and 57 worker supply against 42. Don't forget that the queens count as worker supply as well for the Zerg player. And the Lynx are able to sneak into the base. The Twilight Council being revealed. So this was a smart move by LaLush, the Swedish player, with all the scouting information that he needs. He knows about those gates, he knows about the forage, and he knows about the Twilight Council, which is the most important thing in that situation. What does he have? He's going for additional drones right now. He has a few roaches out, so let's have another look at that. We have 7 roaches, we have 3 zerglings. That's not all too much. He needs to get some units. He really needs to get some units. He doesn't own that Xanaga watchtower, but is oGsHiro actually pushing? He's looking with the Phoenix for the units of the Zerg player. Once again, that infestation pit is coming up. We have 7 additional roaches being built. LaLush focusing on his creep spread once again. He has a decent creep highway. Infestation pit is about to be ready, and we have the drop ability once again. More roaches being produced, trying to cut off that queen, killing the tumor, but that's about it. And the Protoss player obviously doesn't want to fight on a creep. He is still waiting, getting additional stalkers to deal damage, but I doubt that he will really approach the Zerg player right now, because obviously LaLush is building additional units. He's getting Zerglings, he's getting roaches, and we have the +1 attack upgrade for the Protoss player ready. He's getting the second one, and another base as well, so he's going for his 3rd base. I think that we will see a robotics for... Oh, we already have the robotics, my bad, sorry, I totally missed that. So the robotics bay will probably be built fairly soon, as we have a 2nd attack upgrade. And usually when you get that many attack upgrades, you want to get Colossi and yeah, just maximize your damage output as much as possible. We have the Pathogen Glance upgrade being ready, and the armor upgrade. So LaLush right now with a decent army. He's on 45 against 55, 50 against 55 army supply. Getting another hatchery. That would be base number 4 for him. And that probe is still alive. Here comes the Protoss player. LaLush going to cancel that hatchery. He's still gathering forces, is waiting for his infestors, and so far oGsHiro with a blink ability ready. It's just waiting for his army to approach the Zerg player. He's trying to put some pressure on LaLush, and LaLush needs now to defend that push and get a 4th base up and running, because you don't want to fight on even basis with the Protoss player. He has 140 supply right now, 160 supply. He's getting 13 additional roaches. His upgrades are not as good as the Protoss player's upgrades, and he's losing roaches once again. He needs to be careful. All those force fields, there are a lot of them. All those sentries pay off. They pay off, and oGsHiro is just killing unit after unit, warping in those Stalkers and those Zealots, those sentries and all those gateway units. We have 77 army supply against 76. LaLush with a lot more drones though, and another drone and another roach is just dying to the force of the Protoss player. The Son of Aya just forcing Kerrigan's servant back to his expansion, and the infestors are ready. And here come drop play. Wow, here we go. He's trying to drop some roaches, into the economy of his opponent. Well, I like that, but still he needs to get some funnels off and put some pressure on the Protoss player. He shouldn't try to fight with 3 base against 3 base the entire game. That will end in a lot of pain for the Zerg. And he's relying solely on roaches right now, which I don't like at all, because there are way too few infestors in the mix for my liking. As you can see, there are only 3 of them, so he should get some additional ones. He's getting that base that we've been talking about, and apparently that drop was scouted as well, because that army retreated and is just waiting for something to happen. He knows that something's up. We have 30 Stalkers against 52 roaches, 3 infestors for those fungals, 2 additional ones being built, and now the +3 attack upgrade coming up for the Protoss player. What about the upgrades of LaLush? He's not getting any additional ones, and I don't like that. I don't like that a bit. He needs the +2 attack upgrade. He needs the +2 armor upgrade, and he has the resources to support it. So why not get that second evolution chamber? Why not research those upgrades? He needs to know that, and he really, really needs to know and get them, and he's just trying to rely on his drops. I like the idea, don't get me wrong, but will they really do enough damage for him to win this game, to pull that off? He's dropping at the expansion, at the same time he's dropping the main base as well, but there are too many Stalkers dealing with that threat, and there are really good upgrades in the back of the main base. Oh, the cannon is dead, and I don't think that Hero is realizing what's happening. He doesn't realize what's happening. LaLush is trying to use another diversion, but what about, yes, there's the warp in. So he lost, how many did he actually lose? He lost 13 workers right now. He lost 13 workers. LaLush is about to be max. He's on 185 supply, and there are additional Stalkers dying to those roaches. Still, there are no upgrades. There are no upgrades for the Zerg player. He will be able to take that Stalker out, and there's nothing else being warped in. Those probes will die. Those probes will die, all of them. LaLush trying to go for the base trade. He's trying to go for the base trade. Hero is moving in, and now he's trying to cut off. Trying to cut off the Zerg player. Here come all those funnels, and LaLush sniping that Nexus, trying to kill the Nexus, trying nothing else but just taking out that Nexus. Will he be able to succeed? No, it won't be close at all. He's actually able to pull that off, but his army will die. And the big question now is, will he be able to reinforce his army in time? Because oGsHiro doesn't have another option than attack now. He needs to attack right away. He has 94 army supply against 82. He lost a lot of probes. He lost his Nexus. He lost his 3rd base, and LaLush is building. He's building so many roaches now. He's building roaches. He's building infestors and trying to drop again. But oh, the blink! No, killing 2 of them. Oh shit. We have 60 to 60 harvesters, and he's losing all of those overlords. Oh my god, LaLush, what are you doing? You're losing your 4th place. That's alright, because you killed the 3rd of your opponent, but still you need to deal with that threat. He's getting upgrades, finally, +2 for him. What about the Protoss player? He has so many units, so many Stalkers. Where are the fungals? Fungal number 1, will he get additional ones? Yes, here come the fungals. Here come the fungals, and there is no 3rd base for the Protoss player. LaLush is on 120 supply against 155. The gateway units are losing a lot of hit points. All those probes are about to be dead, and the Overlord spreading creep in order to deny that expansion for an even longer amount of time. But LaLush, just get your army up for Christ's sake and try to deal with that force. Your economy is so much better right now. But still, with those 2 bases, 2 against 3 bases, LaLush isn't in the best situation, in the best position, because his army is not strong enough to deal with that threat, especially in regards to the upgrades. 3 attack upgrades for the Protoss player. And oGsHiro sniping the hatchery of LaLush. Will LaLush be able to defend against that? There are all those force fields once again cutting him off. and the hedge is going down. No, he's not. He's trying to save that hedge, but as you can see, there are just way too many units for the Protoss player, and oGsHiro annihilating the forces of the Europeans, killing roach after roach, forcing the Swedish player back, annihilating that expansion. No, there is just no way. LaLush with some very nice timing, some nice ideas of how to pressure the Protoss player, but in the end, oGsHiro will pull through. He's killing the bases of his opponent. As you can see, the income of LaLush is dropping rapidly, and we have the last units of him being killed by that Stalker, Immortal, and Sentry Force. There is no way LaLush is going to win that game. 25,000 resources lost against 14,000, and now the Protoss player is amidst the main base, and LaLush quits that game, quits the second game, lost to oGsHiro. The Korean player wins that best of 3 series with 2-0.